Hello everybody, welcome back to Gyandan. Today we're going to be looking at 100 things every designer needs to know about people. Suzanne M. Wednesday. How people remember. Chapter 22. It's easier to recognize information than recall it. Remember, the memory test at the start of this chapter. Without looking at the list, write down as many of the words as you can. We will use this memory test to talk about recognition and recall. Recognition is easier than recall. In the memory test you memorized a list of words and later wrote them down. That's called a recall task. If instead I had shown you a list of words or even walked you into the office and asked you which terms were there on the list, I would have been giving you a recognition task. Recognition is easier than recall. Recognition makes use of context, and context can help you remember. Inclusion errors. All the words you memorized were things related to an office. Look at what you wrote down and compare your list with the original list at the beginning of the chapter. You probably wrote words that weren't even in the original list, but that go with the office schema. For example, you might have written down desk or pencil or boss. Consciously or unconsciously, you were aware that list included things associated with an office. The schema probably helped you remember items on the list, but it might also have caused you to make errors of inclusion. Children make fewer inclusion errors. When children under age of 5 are shown items or pictures and then asked what they remember, they actually make fewer errors of inclusion than adults because their schemata are not as well formed. Key takeaways. Eliminate memory load whenever possible. Many user interface design guidelines and interface features have evolved over the years to mitigate issues with human memory. Try not to require people to recall information. It's much easier for them to recognize information than recall it from memory. To be continued. Thank you for watching the video. Like, share, subscribe.